Hey YouTube, what's going on? Matt Davis here. So it's the fall, man. It's closing in on the weather turning. Fall's around the corner. Halloween. And it's usually everybody's starting to wind down from summer and wants to put size back on. Now when we talk about putting on size, we're not talking about fat gain. No one wants to just get fat. There's no real reason for fat. It's not metabolically active tissue. It doesn't do anything. It just kind of sits on your body as an energy source or as storage. So when we talk about gaining, what we want to do is eat in enough of a surplus so that we gain muscle mass with as little fat as possible. Now it's virtually impossible for a seasoned athlete, unless you're on drugs or unless you're a beginner, someone just got in an accident. Shit. Yikes. You could potentially gain mass and even lose a bit of fat along the way, but that's pretty unlikely. Typically what'll happen is you'll eat enough so that you can gain mass, and you will gain a bit of fat along the way as well. The key is to make sure to time your food. Okay, well, you know what? Let's break it down a little less granular than that. The main key is to eat less food, okay? We'll have all kinds of people that are eating diets that don't make a lot of sense. They're cutting food out, whole subsects of food. You got the keto people and all these other people, and they're removing so much food that they're getting results in spite of that. Now, eating in ketogenesis, CKD, all that kind of thing, targeted, maybe not targeted because you're getting carbs in there, but for cyclic ketogenic diets, Atkins, keto, and all that sort of thing, they work in spite of you reducing carbs. It's not so much that you're reducing carbohydrates, but that you're reducing calories in total. The majority of people that'll run keto will reduce all of their carbs and then not replace them with enough fat. Therefore, their calories as a whole are lowered and they lose fat. Now, you could run a marathon in bare feet, but it's not optimal. You can do it, but it's certainly not optimal. And that would be the same thing with the ketogenic diet. It's not optimal for fat loss. It works, but most people tend to feel like shit when they do it, or at least until they go through this metabolic shift and start burning fat for fuel. Now, if you're an average, typical sedentary North American, you're not very active, you don't, go to the gym, do a lot of things that burn a lot of sugar, a lot of glycogen, and that sort of thing, great. You know what? I would even prescribe that for some people that have inflammation issues. I know that the ketogenic diet was originally developed, for mental health issues, epilepsy, that sort of thing. For those sorts of scenarios, which are few and far between and very specific, absolutely give it a shot, see how it goes. But for your typical Joe, you just need to eat less food. It's not even a matter of, I know, Paps, we're getting there. We're going to the dog park, so she gets pretty excited when we're on our way. So for most people, it's not so much that you're eating carbohydrates, it's that you're eating less food. Protein tends to be the same. You generally don't want to fluctuate protein. Whatever you prescribe or choose to eat is what you'll choose to eat. There's very few instances where I'll change that. Same with dietary fat. I typically will have someone eat 25 to 30% of their food in fat, and it doesn't normally change. So the only macronutrient out of the three, carbs, proteins, and fats, that I modify, and that most people do modify, are carbs. Therefore, they assume that it's the actual carbohydrate that is causing them to gain fat, when in reality, it's just too much food. But the one macronutrient you're going to reduce is carbohydrates. So that's kind of the causation correlation thing. The two aren't correlated at all, really. One doesn't cause the other. They're correlated, but they don't cause the issue. Eating less food will cause the issue. So you can leave carbohydrates in your diet, just eat less of them, along with perhaps less fat. issue there is a lot of carbohydrates do tend to make you more hungry, and that is definitely not something that you want to have while you're trying to lose fat. The Fresh Tone Fitness diet system, which is the one that I have decided to start, works on whole foods, and it works on the premise that all the foods that you want to eat are fine as long as they fit into the particular amount of food prescribed in the diet. This starting YouTube isn't going to be a plug for my diet system. However, freshtonefitness.com, check it out. And I figured I'd record all of this and have you guys follow along with me. This way you can see what I eat, what I don't eat, and I want this journey not to just be specific and sciencey and food, and I don't want to just give you the days that I train and that everything's jolly and wear the right outfit for the video and all that kind of thing. If you're looking for that kind of channel, it's probably not going to be this one. What I want to do is give you a real life, real view of how shit goes, okay? It's not to say that I'm not going to put some fun shit on there. You obviously want to watch fun things, so there'll be some interesting things in there. But the point is, I want to add in all of the little shitty caveats that life throws you. The curveballs, you know, when you don't want to train. The mental illness that creeps up and kind of kicks in the ass. You know, when you get ill, when you get sick, when you don't feel like eating your meals, those types of things. No one documents this shit, you know, and it happens to everybody. I don't care how disciplined you are. There are piles of people that get up in the morning and go, fuck, I really, really don't want to go train today, but I have to. And that's the difference, and that's what'll make the difference between someone who's successful and someone who isn't. Someone who spins their wheels and someone who loses fat. Someone who spins their wheels and someone who gains muscle mass. It's the people that make the effort day in and day out and are disciplined. Okay? Motivation isn't the problem. Tons of people are motivated. They get their new outfit, they're all fucking geared up, they got their, you know, spiral notepad and their fresh new pen, they're fucking pumped, man. Monday morning, it's time to kick some ass. I'm gonna fucking drink all the water and eat all the food. It's gonna be fucking awesome. And they're all geared up and they're motivated. And then they hit snooze 5 times and go back to bed. Nah, fuck it, I'll just go at night, it's fine. Whatever, it's not a big deal. It's really not a big deal. I'll just go after work. You know, it's a little more crowded, but whatever, fuck it, I can do that. So then work rolls around, they get tired. Work sucks, man. You spend all day sitting around doing whatever the fuck it is that you do, and you get tired, and you don't go, and you don't make the gains. So the motivation's there. It's the discipline that lacks. Every time you wake up and say, fuck, and you put on those running shoes and you just have to get out the door, man, just fucking do it. Just do it. Hold yourself accountable. Soldier the fuck up, and you do it. There was a time I had a friend actually named Angela Davis, and we went out to a club and we were partying all night. And I said, fuck man, we got a train tomorrow. And it was 2 a.m. and we both kind of laughed at each other and chuckled. But you know what? We were both there at the gym at 7 a.m. stinking of last night's party. And I think she actually welled up in tears at one point. But we got it fucking done. And that's the difference, man. We went to the gym and we fucking busted it out. We both looked at each other and went, fuck. And we got it done. And that's what you gotta do. So that's what I want to show you guys. You know, the dedication and the discipline it takes. It's not easy. It's not. You know, and anybody to say, well, just eat less than you fucking burn, and beer to beer, you'll lose fat. And it's bullshit, man. It doesn't work that way. It is that simple, okay, on paper, and it is that simple in science. You eat less, you lose fat. It's just, it's fucking the first law of the first law of thermodynamics. Yes, poopers. And you can't get around that. If you consume less energy than you fucking burn, you'll lose fat. Simple. However, there's a lot that goes along with that. Lifestyle choices, going out, social activities, drinking. It's crazy the amount of variables and the amount of environmental factors that'll fuck that all up. But you can still do it, man. You can still do it. We all can. Okay? I'm never going to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger in his prime. You know, I'm not genetically made that way, and that's okay, and I'm okay with that. But we all of us, no matter how big, small, round, if you're shaped like a potato or a string bean, it doesn't matter. We all have the capacity to build the best body that we can for ourselves, for what we look like. So don't compare yourself to other people. There's no right, there's no wrong, there's just variance, and we're all in different levels. Okay, some of us are here, some are there, some are here, some are there, and none of it's wrong and none of it's right. It all just is. And that's it. And it's the journey and it's the grind. I hate that term, but fuck, I love it sometimes because it is a grind. But it's just lifing, man. It's living. And that's the thing. That's the ticket, is enjoying the grind. Being with like-minded people, getting work done, going to the gym, making a difference. You know, and it's like that for life. It's like that for everything. If I'm not gymming every morning, my whole day is fucked right up. If I wake up late and I don't gym in the morning, it sets the tone for the rest of my day. Yeah, we're there, eh? We're just right at the dog park now, so to get excited. I'm going to wrap this up, man. Just to let you know, I'm starting this back. I'm going to get this channel going. I got 4 people on the fat loss diet right now. I'm doing the gaining one. Everybody's going to do this shit together. I'm super fired up and stoked. Subscribe down below, like if you already haven't, tell your friends, post this everywhere, and if you have any ideas, comments, questions, concerns, or anything, shoot them down in the comments below. Thanks a lot, guys.